Man, I love Mortal Kombat. The games, the 2021 movie, and now this movie. Give me anything Mortal Kombat, and I'm going to love it. Mortal Kombat 2 is out. I've already seen it twice, so that goes to show you how good it is. I just wanted to go over how much I loved it in this movie review because this is a solid freaking movie. The last one got hate for whatever reason. I enjoyed that one, but I really enjoyed this one. It gives you a little bit more of a fleshed out story. It could be a little bit more fleshed out, but you got characters that we love in this. It's a good story. My expectations going in were pretty mid, actually, because I wasn't sure I was going to go see this at first because of the reshoots and the delay in film, and I was like, that makes me a little nervous. But then I watched the 2021 one because I've never seen it, so I watched that this week, and then I loved it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to go see this. I went and seen it, and I'm glad that I did because it overshot my expectations by a lot. It's bloodier, it's gorier, it's got characters that we love to see. It's an enjoyable film, and I think that this did everything right. So if you don't know what Mortal Kombat is about, it is about a fighting tournament. Anyone who gets 10 wins in a row gets to protect all of the realms and basically rule over them. And Shao Kahn has won 9 times and is now going after Earthrealm so he can own and control Earthrealm. And Lord Raiden and his team of champions have to band together to stop Shao Kahn and his team of champions. Now, this is pretty close to the actual story in the games with a little bit of tweaks and stuff like that, but it's solid, it's great, and it does the perfect amount that you need to see in a movie that is Mortal Kombat. I haven't watched any of the older Mortal Kombat movies, but this, it's fantastic. So if you enjoy Mortal Kombat and you are a fan of the games especially, you will enjoy this as well. I mean, both times I've went and seen this, I've had pretty close to packed theaters, and every time that I've walked out, I've had the people who grew up in these games from the 90s, the 80s, whenever the first game came out, and they're, older than me, and they're talking about, man, I remember when these games came out, they're great, I love them, I need to go back and play some of the newer ones or some of the older ones, set up my old console or whatever. Like, I've had plenty of people that I've heard while I'm on my way out talking about how they love playing the original games. Now, I first came into the series in Mortal Kombat 9 on the 360. That was my first Mortal Kombat. Well, I don't want to say my first Mortal Kombat game. My great-grandma had an old Nintendo in the spare room, and we used to play Mortal Kombat and Killer Instinct on that. And I loved it. Mortal Kombat 9 was my first owned Mortal Kombat, and I freaking loved that game. And then Mortal Kombat 10 and XL or whatever came out, and I loved that freaking game. Then 11, I kind of dropped off a little bit, and then 1 I haven't even touched. I have it now, and I'm going to go and I might actually go back to 9 and just play the whole story, go to X, play the whole story, go to 11, play the whole story and the Aftermath expansion or whatever, and then go to 1 and play the whole story and their expansion. This makes me want to go play the games, and I think that's exactly what you want out of a Mortal Kombat movie. So let's talk about some of the pros. Now, the acting is fantastic. Now, I was a little iffy on Johnny Cage at first, Carl Urban, because his American accent isn't as strong as you would think it should be for somebody who's playing Johnny Cage. But as the movie continues, he really gets into the character of Johnny Cage. At the beginning of the movie, to me, it seems like he's trying to find his footing as Johnny Cage, but as the movie continues, he really finds that footing and becomes a solid Johnny Cage. And I was iffy about that. Now, and I'm going to do a whole section in this movie review about all the characters in this movie, and they're comparable to their characters in the games and stuff like that. And because I want to do a whole breakdown of characters. So I'm going to do that later in this review, but I just wanted to touch base. All the acting is great. I think this is a solid Katana actress to play her. She killed it. Obviously, all the returning actors and actresses from the first movie absolutely killed it. And the ones that I didn't like, I'll talk about, but I'm starting to warm up to a lot of them as well. Now, let's talk about some of the cons. There's not very many, and this isn't a big, huge con to me. I noticed it, but I didn't care as much. A lot of the scenes in this movie, you can tell, have some green screen behind them. They're really, like, not great green screen. Like, the Netherrealm scenes, a lot of the times you can see are green screen. The one scene where Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade, like, one of their first scenes together, just a one-on-one talking, is green screen, and you can kind of pick that out and see it that it's bad. And some of the effects and the CGI are a little iffy as well, but they don't bother me. Like, they're very minuscule to what this movie is, so that didn't really bother me. And then, like, the only other thing that really bothered me, and I don't even want to say really bothered me, is the story could have used a little bit more fleshing out. Like, I wish we would have known a little bit more about some of these newer characters and the amulet and things like that. And especially, like, the dragon tattoo from the last movie, they don't even talk about that or how Johnny Cage is a champion. Like, I'm just assuming he's got a dragon tattoo, maybe. I don't know. Like, they just don't ever touch on that. So that's interesting. But yeah, like, we could have used a little bit more fleshing out for some of the story, but it's nothing that's going to bring this as a huge drawback for me. So did the cast have fun? I honestly do. Like, the interviews that the cast have been doing are fantastic. I've seen plenty of videos, of promotional videos of them. And really, I've only just now seeing them this week. But it seems like they're all having a blast filming this together and bringing these characters to life. And you can see that coming onto the screen. You can just see, like, they've probably grown up with these games. They've enjoyed these characters and things like that. And you could just tell they are having a fun time. Now, before we head into the next little bit of the movie review, the standout moment, answer 3 big questions, I do want to touch on every single character that's in this movie and give you my honest opinions and how comparable they are to the games, as well as maybe giving some opinions about who I want to see in a future film. So I'm going to put a 2 in 1 for this one. Raiden and Sonya Blade, both characters from the original movie that I wasn't too high on in the first movie. Like, they didn't, to me, like, embody the characters from the games a whole lot in that first movie. But I think they did a lot better in the second movie, along with some of the costume designs in the first movie I didn't really enjoy as much. But I can see, like, they're doing better at the costume design. Like, Sonya Blade in this film looks a lot like Sonya Blade compared to the first film. Raiden, I think the actor is, like, finally finding his footing and getting, you know, that strong presence of Raiden, which is nice. And they're finally finding their footing. But like I said, in the first movie, I didn't really enjoy the costumes as much or the acting as much. But they, like I said, this movie, I think they're finding their footing. Cole Young, an original character made for the first movie, spoilers, killed off in this film because of the hate that he got in the first film. Not a big fan of that. Honestly, I enjoyed Cole Young's character. I enjoyed the originalness of his character. And I'm kind of gutted they killed him in this film because I really enjoyed his character and they didn't give him a whole lot. And to be honest, he was killing it in his fight scene. Like, I'm salty they killed him off, and hopefully he gets a nice big return in the third movie because I liked him in the first movie. I liked him in this movie. He's an original character and he was just fun and just a good character that kind of interacted with everybody in a great way. Jax Briggs. I really like Mechad Brooks as Jax Briggs. I liked him in Supergirl. I like him in a lot of his stuff that he does, and he's just a great, fantastic actor. So I don't have any complaints about him. And I think he embodies Jax in a perfect way. And again, another character that was a terrible death in this film. And that's the one thing about this film that was kind of cool too, is that nobody was safe. You didn't know who was going to die, who was going to live. But that's kind of the fun of Mortal Kombat because, you know, characters die and are able to come back in other games all the time. So I really enjoyed that aspect, that nobody was safe. But Mechad Brooks absolutely embodies Jax Briggs. Liu Kang. Never had any complaints about Liu Kang. A couple people do. I see, like, some people being like, it's not Liu Kang. To me, he's Liu Kang. He kills it. He embodies it. And I love the look. We need to get... To me, I think we need to get a little bit more... audio from him as he's fighting. Like, in the games, and a lot of the games, especially like the newer ones, we get the, like, karate noises as he's fighting. The I would love to get those in the next movie. Like, I would love to have that just because it is a fun aspect to Liu Kang, and that's really the only thing that we haven't seen from him in these movies. And other than that, like, Liu Kang is a great character in these films. All right, we already touched on Johnny Cage, but I'll touch on him again. Carl Urban, I wasn't a huge fan. He didn't really look like Johnny Cage to me. As the movie went on, I could see like they were doing better with the costumes and the shots of him that made him look more like Johnny Cage to me. And then, like I said, the Australian, I think he's Australian or New Zealand. His accent was kind of coming through his American accent a little bit. So he didn't have that full-fledged like American accent, but he did the best he could. And I think he really found his footing as the movie continued. A lot of the times you're seeing like a mix of American and New Zealand because it's kind of like slowly breaking through a little bit. And I wish they would have maybe practiced his American voice a little bit more before this movie, but that's okay. Like, even with that, he killed it as Johnny Cage. Katana is a great addition to this film as well. She absolutely kills it as Katana. Katana's one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat games. She's just a fun character to play with. The fan blades are great in this movie and in the games. Like, I've seen everyone. I don't think I've seen one person complain about this actress as Katana. The only thing that I've seen that's kind of close to complaining is just not having Melina in this film as like a Katana clone or sister element to that, which I would have loved to see and enjoy that as well. But yeah, it was a fun addition, and she absolutely killed it. And she's going to be great in the future films as well. If there's one character that's getting the most heat from this movie is Jade. I've seen way too many, and none of the women are really complaining. The men, the freaking terrible men who are like, oh, Jade's not bald in the games. I don't care. I don't care about that. That is not something that freaking bothers me whatsoever at all. She absolutely embodies Jade. I like her Jade element to this movie. She is a great character, and honestly, I enjoy her character in the games as well. And her being bald has nothing to do with her character and who her character is, so that really, really doesn't bother me. I just think Jade is a cool character in this movie and in the games, and that's all we can ask for, really. Shao Kahn looks great in this movie. I mean, he embodies Shao Kahn as well, like the brutality, the aggressiveness, the voice sounds good as well. Like, the costume looks great. Like, out of all of the costumes in this movie, Shao Kahn and Katana are like two of the best costumes in this movie. Like, they look so good, and like one-to-one to the game. So I think that's fantastic when you're looking at a game comparison to the movie comparison. Not a huge fan of Quan Chi's look in this. It's just, face paint. And I know this is like probably the best they can do with it in a movie, in a live action movie. I don't really like the look of it. He doesn't have like a huge role. I mean, he does have a big role in this movie, but he's not shown as much as many of the other characters. I just really, really don't like the look of Quan Chi in this movie. I don't know what it is. I just don't like the look. Kano is great as always. He's hilarious in this movie. I think he's by far the funniest character in this movie, and he's way funnier in this movie than he was in the first movie. The only complaint that I have about Kano is he needs that metal eye. We need to see him get that metal eye in this movie. I know he got like the new eye, the magic eye or whatever, but I need to have him have that metal eye. Like, he just has to have it. Otherwise, I mean, he's Kano. He absolutely embodies Kano, but I need to see that metal eye in live action. Baraka is terrifying in this movie. He looks so good. The voice is a little off to me, but other than that, like, he's a hilarious character as well. He's really, really funny. I just don't know if the Baraka we got in this movie is the Baraka we're used to seeing in the games. He's a little bit more aggressive. I don't really see him as like a friendly character, and you kind of get like a friendly side of him in this, and I don't really think that's Baraka to me. But other than that, like, he looks terrifying. The look looks great. I just think we need a little bit more Baraka to the Baraka in the movies. Sindel looks cool, has a cool power set. The only complaint that I have is that she didn't use her hair as a power, and that's not even a biggest deal to me. Her hair is one of the titular elements to her character in the games, along with her screaming in her voice. But I wish we would have at least gotten one or two moves of her using her hair as an ability. I just don't know how they could do that in live action, and that's probably why they didn't do it. It would have just been really, really cool to see. Honestly, I understand why Shang Tsung is in this movie, and I understand why Kung Lao is in this movie. I feel like this is one of the films we didn't really need them in. Shang Tsung pretty much does little to nothing in this movie. I mean, he's a cool character, and I honestly don't really care for him in the games as much, and I really don't care for him in the movies as much. Kung Lao, I understand. I like his character. I like his power set and his ability to fight and things like that. But in this movie, he doesn't do much. He's like a story builder for the next movie, basically. And it's good, but we really didn't need him in this movie, I don't think. Bihan, or Noob Saibot, in this movie looks fantastic. I love the design of this one. I think this is a newer design of him. I don't think he always looked this way. I think this is new to like MKX, I think, or 11, I think. And I love this design. This design is probably by far my favorite design of Noob. He looks so freaking cool in this movie. I love it. It looks great. And I'm going to kind of mix this with Scorpion. I really, really like Scorpion. I think we got more of a cooler Scorpion in the first movie than we did in this movie. But we got the good, get over here in this movie. Which, so like, he kind of balances out as well. But I really do need to see him have that like mask up as Scorpion. That's the only complaint I had. But Noob Saibot and Scorpion, cool characters in this film. And then last but not least, we got a little cameo from Ed Boon, who is like the creator and owner of Mortal Kombat. He gets a little cameo in the bar scene with Johnny Cage. And he makes a funny joke, but that's pretty much all I can say. I'm expecting you to put out MK2 or 13 soon, please. I need a new Mortal Kombat game. I'm going to hop into one because, like I said, I've never touched it. But I'd love to get another one as well. I love friggin' Mortal Kombat. All right, now that we've covered all the characters, let's talk about the standout moment of the film. This is the moment that brings the story to a way crazier place and makes it, like I said, get crazier than where it was before. I think the crazy point of this film, and it's not even really that crazy, but this is when the movie, like, takes off. We get our climax. We get some crazy stuff going on. We get some good fight scenes, and that is when Kano joins Johnny Cage to destroy the amulet. He makes some funny jokes in that room with Raiden. Like, I like threesomes. I like foursomes. I like Jack and Coke. I like just Jack. I like Coke. Like, that's a good joke. Like, that's a great joke. And I think that moment just is a moment I'm going to remember for a long time. Like, I just love that comedic scene. And then that is the scene that leads us up to some of the greatest fight scenes in this movie. So I think that is why that is the standout moment of the film. All right, let's talk about Ant's 3 big questions. Would I watch it again? Would I recommend it? And is it going to be better in streaming or in theaters? Now, would I watch it again? Absolutely, I probably will. I want to own both of these because I don't own the first one on physical. I would love to own both of these on physical media, like, because I'm a huge fan of Mortal Kombat. I would just love to have them. So I am probably 100% going to be watching this again. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. If you are a fan of Mortal Kombat, you like the games, you like the first movie even, and you never played the games, check out the games for one. But you'll definitely get some enjoyment out of this. I do think this is a huge step up from the first movie. And a lot of people didn't like that first movie for some reason, but I really enjoyed that movie. So if you even somewhat like that movie, I think you'll get a huge kick out of this one. Now, is this going to be better in theaters or in streaming? I think this is absolutely a film you should go see in theaters. Like, it looks fantastic on the big screen. If you're going to watch this, I think the best way to watch it is on the big screen in Dolby Atmos. I saw it in Dolby Atmos, and I saw it in digital platform, not Dolby Atmos. And I can say for a 100% fact, it looks absolutely incredible on Dolby Atmos, and it definitely should be watched like that. Now, it's not a bad thing if you don't see it in Dolby, because it still is a fun movie, and it's a good film. But it looks so good in Dolby, and I just don't think you're going to get that experience watching the movie at home. Now, obviously, if you don't have the money to go to the theaters, because things are going crazy in the economy right now, so I don't blame you if you don't want to go see Mortal Kombat or you're saving up to go see another movie or something like that, then watch it at home, but you should definitely watch this movie. With all that being said, I gave this film a 4-star review. Because of the fun elements in this film. It's bloody, it's exactly what we want out of a Mortal Kombat film, but the story is lacking in a little bit of a department, and we need some more fleshed out story, and hopefully we get that in the next film as well. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by for another movie review. I have something planned for tomorrow, so be on the lookout for a special video tomorrow, and will see you guys in the next movie review. Peace.